communities, especially with police, as well as President Trump's pick for the Supreme Court nominee, Amy Coney Barrett, and whether replacing the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg should happen before or after the election.
We won the election, and therefore we have the right to choose her.
The American people have a right to have a say in who the Supreme Court nominee is. They're not going to get that chance now because we're in the middle of an election already.
Now, another big topic that was brought up last night is how people are voting in this election. Due to COVID-19, there are many people who are choosing to mail in their ballots as opposed to doing it in person. And this is something that President Trump has voiced his skepticism over time and time again over his concerns of voter fraud.
I am urging my people. I hope it's going to be a fair election. If it's a fair election, I am 100% on board. But if I see tens of thousands of ballots being manipulated, I can't go along with that.
The fact is, I will accept it, and he will too. You know why? Because once the winner is declared, after all the ballots are counted, all the votes are counted, that'll be the end of it. That'll be the end of it.
And there are a couple of polls out this morning just to gauge how people think that Biden did versus Trump, and polls like CNN and CBS News saying that Biden appears to have done a bit better than Trump, according to those who watched the debate. But really the question is whether these debates, and there are two more of these set to happen, are really going to sway voters at all. One elections expert telling ABC News that already 1.1 million people have cast their ballot ahead of Election Day. So it'll be interesting to see the reaction going forward. Again, two more debates to go before Election Day in November. Christian, Ashley?
Okay, Megan, thanks very much. You know, the president did mention Baltimore last night. Megan, that's not the first time he's mentioned our city.
Yeah, that's right, Christian. He did mention Baltimore last night. It was when he was questioning Joe Biden's stance on crime and violence during his time as vice president with the Obama administration there. And he was vaguely referred to the protests and the unrest that happened following the death of Freddie Gray back in 2015. So take a listen.
Many places. Look at Oakland. Look what happened in Oakland. Look what happened in Baltimore. Look what happened. Frankly, it was more violent than what I'm even seeing now.
Oh, my
but
Lord.
The reason is that
ridiculous.
the Democrats that run these cities don't want to talk like you about law and order.
And the president's comment did draw a very quick response from Democratic mayoral candidate Brandon Scott. He tweeted, quote, "I asked my staff and they told me not to, but Donald Trump, unless you are bringing resources and addressing economic, racial, and environmental injustices in my city, keep Baltimore out of your mouth." And as you mentioned, Christian, this is not the first time the president has talked about Baltimore on a national stage and in a national platform. So we'll see if it gets brought up again in the next two debates. Over to you guys.
All right. Yeah, Megan saying that there have already been so many people who have voted, but there are still some undecided voters out there. So it'll be interesting to see if
That's
this
who they're
will
looking
sway
for.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way. Megan, thank you.